Semche Tamche Dungar Mebe Deva Damba Semche Tamche Nyera Chada Nida Jave Tanyo Tsame Bhala Nibar Yamse Chongge Pema Joni Aziz Gordayan Khandro Mambu Kenji Jason Danji Shinji Lobje Guru Pema Sandi saje pushu shuja medonam jira limja nyerde sarje jande mede bhava drogo namda janla Shumba Jum Eda Rana Mandra Kamdaya Thaya Semje Namje Samba Loi Chepta Cheta Checho Temo Tamba Chunji Korlo Kordo Jiri Suno, Janima Devde Honjumba, Sergil Humbo Tavajimi Shajin Jerbu Zavla Kujan Sar Gumbolo Davayan Devana, Tomerian Jolan Jujita, Junior Shahawa Silas Zamlin Jancho, Navla Kujan Zamlan Zibi Janjun Chonida, Tujilon Tonyan Ben Tangaya, Natro Tamber Vipita Juji, Kondi Shurkur Toben Honshin. Time Uzer Sabla Kushan Sar Shivsha Ganjin Dola Gypsy Dere, Time Wazer Yam Chertu Terenzo, Wazer Lonche Namki Namjur. Jime Limbi Shabla Kushan Sar Mari Sangen Cheron Lacher Kundo Sambo Molam Number Jan Sipsi Jarin Chenlin Zenzep Mipam Jamsu Shabla Kushan Sar Pami Tuxi Durjib Dinjumni Turpinam Rolira Lambikar Matulon Darik Pi Hwarjib Jingme Penso Shabla Kushan Sar Kamson Korwa Don Tunum Jimbe Sabjelang Yon Tarsenba Niluran Zertumbi Narjurin Yeshi Wamchu Zavla Kushan Sar Konzandur Simgarav Shirasan Pima Kara Jimban Yushunga Sozar Namnya Tirtun Jarsas Katir Lama Namla Kushan Sar Tanda Shoju Dongunji Dina, Desha Lomar Jurwa Kansata, Tanda Tumbi Shuji Sherme. Sembrando Bateda Tamche, Dersha Shi, Namoria Tambal Haike, Danlo Dando Jenke, Trum Dandam Mike, Namdan, Roa Kunji Derkesum. Tamche Ket Chujan Tujur Ji, Wana Nam Gadan, Yambi Simpson Tamche, Tojalana Me Bayan Dapper, Zobi Sanjiji Koman Boshe, Topercha. Teacher the Dambichu Ganja Sani, Tonyam Salavar Jo, Nyambi Goni, Chusambi, Kundu Shabi, Landurnam, Manurma Chugadan, Jibi Goni, Lopper Sansar. Again, prayer on English. May all beings enjoy happiness and the causes of happiness. May all be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all beings never be apart from the supreme bliss which is free of all suffering. May all sentient beings live in great equanimity, free from the attachment and aversions that keep some close and other distant. May all beings enjoy happiness and the causes of happiness. May all be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all beings never be apart from the supreme bliss which is free of all suffering. May all sentient beings live in great equanimity, free from the attachment and aversions that keep some close and other distant. May all beings enjoy happiness and the causes of happiness. May all be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all beings never be apart from the supreme bliss which is free of all suffering. May all sentient beings live in great equanimity, free from the attachment and aversions that keep some close and other distant. Okay, so we are going to explanations further from yesterday, the Four Noble Truths, the Noble Truth of suffering, Noble Truth of origination, Noble Truth of cessation, and Noble Truth of path. So we have gone the first three. There's two pairs, cause and effect, according to the of samsara, abandonment object, and according to the of nirvana, engagement object. So we now going on the of the according to the of nirvana, the engagement object. That again. There's two. One is the result, and one is the cause of this achievement state. So we have gone yesterday about the result, the cessation, Noble Truth cessation. So now today we're going on the last part, the Noble Truth of path. So because the cessation or the stopping, we mentioned yesterday what is the object of stopping. Because the suffering, unpleasant feelings, nobody want to experience. So therefore, we want to stop. Everybody will be want to stop or free from this suffering. But the sufferings comes from depend to the origination of karma and the origination of delusions. So therefore, we need to stop the actual cause and conditions for the suffering. And this way, we mentioned yesterday, from the logic and from the reasoning, understand it is very, very possible each sentient beings have the potential to achievement, will be achievement state of the ultimate, the cessation or the liberation, or can be achievement state of nirvana. The reason, because the true nature, primordial wisdom, and the primordial, the luminosity essence of great method compassion, these are the two is at the nature of our mind. And then the obscuration of delusions and the obscuration of karma is not the nature of our mind. That is just circumstantially moments appears there. So therefore, sooner or later, 100% sure will be separation from these obscurations. So that is why we clearly understand the possibilities of the liberation or the achievement state of the cessation. So in this way, now the questions, how we can stop the obscuration of contaminated karma? How can we be freedom from the obscuration of delusions? So in this way, now today we're going to, the answer is the last noble truth of the path of the suffering and the origination. So you must need to rely on the right path, or the correct path for liberation. Because very beginning, if you can enter your view with enter into the right path, then and gradually will be will be the progress of your mental civilization, the qualities, and at the same time simultaneously, and will be decreasing of the abandonment object, because at the moments on the one stream of the mind cannot be existent together, the strong, both of the same strong one of negative and positive cannot. For example, like temperature, cold and heat, same strong power cannot existent on the same place and on the same time, no possible. So when the temperature, heat is increasing, at the same time simultaneously will be decreasing of the cold temperature. And then the temperature, the cold is when be developing at the moments simultaneously, the heat is also decreasing. That is normal, because these two is opposite each others or contrary to each others. So cannot be existent the same strong power on the same place and the same time. So similar likewise is the negative emotion and the positive emotion is as the opposite or contrary, so cannot be existent same strong on the same place, on the same moments, not possible. So in this way, now the wisdom I mentioned yesterday, but the wisdom mind to realization, selflessness of self, and the better wisdom mind to realization selflessness of phenomena, that means is emptiness. First we need to understand the emptiness of self and the emptiness of phenomena by the hearing wisdom of emptiness. And then when you clear from the hearing wisdom, and then on top we need to collect a wisdom of the reflection of the world, or we need to collect a wisdom of contemplation of the emptiness. And then if you clear, understand without any mistake, by the logic and by the perfect logic and by the perfect reasoning and one's own authentic investigations, analysis to understand. And then we need to add on top of there, we need to collection the wisdom of meditation. We need to meditate, of the selflessness self. We need to meditate the selflessness of phenomena. Means is we need to meditate the emptiness. We need to practice emptiness. But very beginning, when we are sense very ordinary person, that moment we cannot realization true nature, emptiness directly. So therefore we cannot meditation. We cannot meditate the true nature emptiness. But still you can practice. You can do meditate about the generality meaning of the emptiness. The generality meaning of the selflessness and selflessness of person. You can meditate. So in this way, there's 3 stages for practice of the emptiness. The first, we need to understand of the emptiness with the 3 wisdoms: hearing, contemplation, and meditation wisdom. And then when you get the conviction very clearly by this logic, by this reason, by this wisdom and the judgment, the description wisdom mind, clearly you found the conviction, the certainty, meaning 100% you can feel is true, nature is empty. And then we need to meditation to be experienced. We need to be experiencing about the conviction and about your certainty, what do you understand of the emptiness. So and then when you have experienced of the emptiness, not enough only experiencing emptiness, then you will be found the way how to realization true nature of the emptiness, better understanding and better of the experiencings of the emptiness. So in this way, the first 2 mainly appears during the part of accumulation and part of preparation, which means is during the ordinary way. And then is the end, you will be achievement state of the extraordinary part, which means is when you will be to seeing directly, to see the directly of the true nature, emptiness, better your wisdom mind. That means you will be realization. That is become the ordinary transform into of extraordinary being become. So in this way, now we are a little bit talking about the actual path, the noble truth of a path for liberation. So main key point, there's 2 different aspects. One aspect of wisdom. One is aspect of method, the great method of compassion. These 2 is at the fundamental, the path of liberation. And that is, these 2 is the fundamental of a path of completely enlightenment of Buddhahood. So now, if you lack one of these 2, then compassion or wisdom alone cannot achievement state of your purpose of Buddhahood or Nirvana. But still is important, very beginning, the practitioners enter into the path to cultivating on the cultivation of the mind of enlightenment with compassion and love, because depend to our motivation. If you have with a pure motivation, and this will be bring the pure result. If your motivation is not pure, and then will be performing the result also not pure. And this way, and briefly, we can division into there's three different path, three kind of different path. We say path of smaller beings, path of middling beings, and path of great beings. Dharma practitioners, the path of Dharma, we can division into these three categories, different categories. So how you recognize are these three difference depend our motivation. I mentioned to you. First one, for example, what is your purpose? What is your aim? What is your motivation? No matter what kind you listening, what kind you practice, what kind you meditate. But maybe the answer is you say, I just want to for benefit myself on this life, for long life, practice for healthy life, practice for remove my obstacles of the moments, and my practice is for become famous or something is the welfares or something like anywhere attachment to this life only benefit. But this motivation, no matter what kind you go and practice Sutra and Tantra or Hinayana or Mahayana traditions or Buddhism, no matter, but still that is not pure Dharma. Okay? Because that is worldly Dharma. Because your attachment to your practice is the purpose is for this life only. So, in this way, you must be, if you want to pure Dharma practice, you enter into the actual path of Dharma. So how can entering into the actual path of Dharma? You need to generate your motivation is more highest way or more high courage. You need to generation more confidence, strong, more open your heart. Means is look a little bit long distance. Not only for this life, but your practice, your main motivation, you're thinking about natural law of cause and effect. So in this way, you want to find something more meaning of your life than on top of normal livelihood or normal life. Which means it's not only your practice want to benefit in this life, but on top you want to benefit immediate next rebirth. Unless you want to freedom from lower realms, next rebirth, and you want to will be born in the higher fortune realms. If that motivation, if you practice, then that is you are enter into the actual Dharma, this path, entering into the Dharma. But this path is path of smaller beings. Because your motivation still is courage is not like that very high much, because main point is you want to benefit yourself alone. That is one very narrow. And then is the destinations also just immediate next rebirth. Again, you want to reborn on the higher, on the fortune and the human or God's something realm. And then your purpose, you will become happy life, reborn, and enjoyment life, and something is the good life of next rebirth. That is your aim. So therefore, even if you are enter into the Dharma, but that is part of a smaller being. So this because cannot lead you towards to the Nirvana. This kind of practice is according of the relation to the merits or virtues for benefit in the higher realm. And then if you motivate your motivation, if you can change transform into which means is you not only renunciation of this life, but you had with the renunciation of even the samsara at all of the three realms or the six realms. Because how can we renunciation at all of samsara? Because the first noble truth if you understand clearly the noble truth of suffering, then that is the main method why Buddha entered the explanations to us to recognize the suffering of samsara, because that is one key point. If you understand clearly the noble truth of suffering, and then this will be bring the renunciation, the pure renunciation of samsara. And then if you have with the pure renunciation of samsara, this will be bring the, you want to achievement state of nirvana, because you doesn't like samsara, because you want to freedom from samsara, you want to freedom from the faults and suffering with samsara. So therefore that means is you want to become of nirvana or enlightenment mind is coming. So and this motivation, no matter what kind you practice, sutra and tantra, or something is a virtues of the 10 virtues, or avoiding 10 non-virtues or so forth, anyway, is directly or indirectly your practice is can be enter into the lead you into the path of middling beings, not smaller, not great, but middling beings, because yourself will be liberation from samsara. Yourself, you will be sooner or later one day achievement state of nirvana. The enlightenment mind is coming. So this is a part of middling beings, of course, dharma. But and then the last one, the third one, part of great beings. So how you can be into the part of great? Again, you need to generation your bodhicitta mind. You need to cultivating on mind of enlightenment mind, which is very beginning when you're going to practice, no matter which kind of practice, sutra and tantra, high or low, scores, but your main purpose, your motivation is you want to attitude benefit to other mother sentient beings till emptying samsara. Sense now. Therefore, you want to become enlightenment of Buddhahood completely. You want to achievement state of omniscience, because for benefit sentient beings more easy. But this motivation, no matter what kind of your practice, but everything directly or indirectly can be entering into the path of great beings. Great being, most of great beings, they have no more higher path than that. That is a Mahayana tradition's motivation, lead you into the path of Mahayana or the great being. So motivation is very important any times when you practice. And then in this way now, if you enter into the path of middling beings and the path of great being, or the common of both, then in the text we can division into 5 paths. Again, another is 5 paths. The noble truth of a path, we say. So noble truth path we need to understand in briefly is you must be through. We must be passing into the 5 stages of the path, which is that is the path of accumulation, path of preparation, path of seeing, path of meditation, and path of no more learning. That is the 5 paths. So these 5 paths, again, we can division into each. There's different stages. The first path of accumulation. Again, we can division into there's 3 categories. One, part of smaller accumulation, and part of middling accumulation, and part of great accumulation. There's 3. The first one, 3. And then second, the part of the preparation, again we can division into there's 4 stages. The part of heat, part of peak or top, part of patience, part of great Dharma. There's 4 stages. The part of preparation we can division into the 4 stages, 4 aspect stages. And then the part of seeing is sometimes if very detailed, and then we can division into this 16 different kind of aspect, understanding and realization. There's 16 different kind of aspect of understanding and realizations, part of seeing. And then the 4th part of meditation, we can division into there are 9 stages. From the first bhumi, or first ground, the second, so from the second ground, or part of meditation, until the part of the last part, last ground, the 10th ground of the part of meditation. There's 9 stages. And then the 5th stage is Buddhahood, achievement state of suchness wisdom and manyness wisdom, or the omniscience one. So this is just invariably we need to understand Noble Truth path. Means these practitioners, if somebody want to freedom from suffering, somebody want to avoid the origination of suffering, and somebody want to achievement state of the cessation, mention you first Noble Truth, the 3rd Noble Truth, and then you should be passing into the of your practice, entering into the of these 5 stages. If you're missing one of these 5 stages, you cannot achievement state of your final purpose, finality stages cannot. You must be step and step. We need to passing into the of these 5 stages. Okay. So in this way now again, what does it mean? Part of accumulation. What is the key point of part of accumulation? Because we need to accumulation merits and we need to accumulation wisdom for achievement of your final stages, finality or the enlightenment stages comes from the accumulation of merits and accumulation of wisdom. For example, Buddha Shakyamuni, he very 3 numberless eons before ordinary, very beginning, but very beginning he cultivate they generated his mind on the bodhicitta, which means is he want to benefit to other sentient beings, therefore he want to achievement Buddhahood. That is his mind of the generated of bodhicitta, cultivated mind of enlightenment. But that is just like aspiration prayer. That's like just engagement of bodhicitta mind or something, aspiration bodhicitta mind. So therefore he must need to do something, for achievement state of his promise, his commitment. But what is the actual activity he need to do for achievement his purpose? The 2 collection. He need to do collection merits and collection of wisdom. That is only the actual causes to achievement his purpose, So therefore, after he completely the cultivated mind of enlightenment until during the more than 3 numberless eons, or during more than 3 numberless kalpas, he had accumulated of merits and accumulated wisdom, better compassion and better discriminative intelligent mind, these 2. So therefore the end, he completely enlightenment of Buddhahood. So now the 2 collection, the merits and wisdom. For example, the Buddha achievement Buddhahood, in common way we can say with two bodies, benefit himself and benefit to other sentient beings. One must be achievement state truth body, benefit himself and must be achievement state, the form body, Rupakakaya, benefit to other sentient beings. Without one of these two, then no possible achievement Buddhahood. If somebody achievement Buddhahood, 100% sure with these two bodies, truth body, Dharmakaya, and the form body, Rupakakaya. So now, these two body, it is necessary depend to the cause conditions or without cause with the conditions, but no possible without cause and without conditions. 100% sure logically it depends to the cause and conditions. So what is the cause? Now again, the two accumulations. The accumulation of wisdom is necessarily can be the actual cause, and the accumulation of merit is necessarily can be the favorable conditions, and these two cause and conditions will be performed of Buddha's truth body, Dharmakaya. That's one. And then is the collection of merits is the actual cause, and the collection of wisdom is as the favorable conditions performing. But these cause and conditions will be repent result form body, Buddha's form body or Rupakakaya, for the body benefit to other sentient beings. So therefore, we need to collection merits and wisdom together, or like union. We need to practice a union of the great method of compassion and great perfection of wisdom. So, and this way, now is when you beginning, first you have really pure, I'm talking now the Mahayana way, for example, Mahayana traditions of the 5 paths of according to the Mahayana path. And then how can you recognize you are exactly enter into the path of accumulation or not yet? Because depend your motivation. I'm talking according of Mahayana, the path of great beings I'm talking. I'm not at the moment not talking about part of smaller beings, a part of middle beings, but according to the part of great beings, Mahayana traditions. And then when you cultivated mind of enlightenment, generated bodhicitta mind, interrupted or uninterrupted, no matter, but something anyway, you try to generation bodhicitta mind. That is the sign you are your first feet step enter into the path of accumulation. That's the better motivation. And then only motivation of the compassion, love, like bodhicitta mind, this only can passing into the path of accumulation, path of preparation, path of seeing, so on, the 5 paths. Now, that is only your projecting motivation. We need it, the great method of compassion for collection merits. But at the same time, simultaneously, the second aspect, wisdom. Together, you need to collect the wisdom, collection of wisdom. So that I mentioned to you, hearing wisdom, contemplation wisdom, and meditation wisdom of the understanding emptiness of selflessness self, and collection the wisdom of the understanding selflessness of phenomena. So therefore wisdom, these together, But we are very beginning is enter into the first of the path of accumulation. We are ordinary, still ordinary. During the path of accumulation and during the path of preparation, during the first two paths, enter into the first two paths, still we are ordinary. So therefore, we cannot practice the actual emptiness because we yet not realization, true nature, selflessness, self and selflessness phenomena. But then maybe you say, how can we practice then the collection of wisdom? Because we are ordinary. That I mentioned to you already. You can practice wisdom of the reflection, meaning of the actual emptiness. You can practice generality, meaning of the actual realization of emptiness, very beginning, from the hearing and from the contemplation wisdom, these two particularly. But you can meditate, but you only can meditate generality, meaning of the emptiness. You cannot meditation actual emptiness, because we are ordinary, very beginning. So, however, you can practice, you can meditate actual or just reflection of the emptiness, but we need to gather the bodhicitta mind with the compassion of bodhicitta mind and the wisdom, great perfection of wisdom. These together. So that is a key point. That is the actual path, actually. The noble truth of a path. When we're talking more detail, and then also the 5 paths we're talking now, and then each path have division, many, and then more detail. But key point is these two, wisdom and compassion. If you're missing one, you cannot enter into you cannot do continuously, you cannot passing in these 5 paths, If you have enough the power of compassion, great method bodhicitta mind compassion, and a great perfection wisdom, and then these can lead us towards gradually progress, step and step, from the first part of accumulation until will be achievement part of no more learning. So, therefore, important to understand practitioners, wisdom and compassion. These two is a union practice, And then, during this part of accumulation, I mentioned we division into there's 3 stages: smaller, medium, and the great part of accumulation. Because during the first part of accumulation and the part of meditation, between these 4 stages, we need to so many different kind of activities. We need to practice many different various on the countless philosophy, the aspect of the different practice, because for collection merits, for collection wisdom, but the countless philosophy, the aspect of different countless philosophy practice, we can division into, and briefly, there's 37 heaps of direction of enlightenment mind. Or we can say 37 point direction of enlightenment mind practice, we can say. So these 37 point practice, part of great beings, can division into there's 7 groups. The 37 can division into 7 groups. First group, second group, third group, fourth, fifth, sixth, and 7th groups, which means is totally they have 37 aspect of the direction of enlightenment, or the branches or the lamps of enlightenment, Bodhisattva's path. So now the first 3, the group of these 7, is depend the first 3 of accumulation, part of accumulation. So during part of accumulation, the smaller part of accumulation, that time's very beginning, the Mahayana practitioners, very beginning you enter into the part of the accumulation, the smaller part of accumulation. That time's what is the actual method for collection merits, for collection of wisdom, what is the techniques, actual. With these 2, so there's a 4 mindfulness. The first group is they have 4 types of difference. That's 4 mindfulness, we can say. Mindfulness of body, mindfulness of the intention or mind, we can say, and mindfulness of feeling, and mindfulness of phenomena. That is 4 kind of mindfulness. But this actually is related to the 4 noble truth, actually. These 4 mindfulness means is we need to keep that to understand the pure aspect of the 4 noble truth, or the 16 aspect of 4 noble truth. But there's this very beginning, first stages. So therefore, your activities with the wisdom and compassion activities, the method relying on the 4 mindfulness. So just very and briefly, I'm saying. And then then is, if you go in this practice, then you will be achievement the second, the middling, the part of accumulation of middle, and the middling. That moment, your main practice of on top of these four mindfulness transferring into as the four abandonings, or four correct abandonings, maybe we can say, which means is that moment when your practice with wisdom, compassion, try to generate already the virtues existent, the not yet existent your virtues, and aspect you need to increasing the virtues already existent. And the third aspect, we need to avoid the non-virtues already existent. And we need the fourth aspect, we need to entailing non-virtues yet not existent. So this is four abandonings, we can say. That's during the part of accumulation or part of middling stages. That is the second group of the seven. And then is you will be achievement state of the part of accumulation of great part of accumulation. That times your main practice is transferring into the compassion, wisdom is ours, but these the techniques change into as the four miracle limbs, we can say, or 4 feet of miracles, we can say, miracle powers, which means is aspiration, intention, effort or diligence, and analyticals. So these 4 is a miracle power, we can say, because is that when you achievement state of the third stage of part accumulation, is a man you need to more focus your compassion wisdom on the concentration, meditative concentrations, and then coming the miracle powers, more easy to collection and more easy to collect the wisdom than first stage, 2 stages. That will be a miracle power, the leg or the limb or the leg of the 4 legs of miracle powers, we can say. Anyway, that is the third group of the 7. Just very and briefly, I just say you know these stages. But detailment is you must be need to keep the separate class, you know. So we cannot talk this all, but it's just a point. What is it? How can you passing into the path of noble truth, you know, noble truth of path. And then when you have enough accumulated the merits, wisdom, passing into the path of accumulation, smaller, medium, and great. Then what is the next stage? The second part of the 5. You will be achievement state, part of preparation. Why we say part of preparation? Because now you prepare to realization, true nature, selflessness, self, and phenomena. More close or more approaching, nearly to approaching to realization of the selflessness, self, and selflessness of phenomena than of the first part, you know. This second part is more closer. So that we say preparation, part of preparation to the of part of seeing, the third part. The second part is preparation, approaching to the of nearly to the of the part of seeing. That we say part of preparation. So this part of preparation I mentioned to you with division into there's 4 stages, right? 4 aspects. Aspect of heat, aspect of peak, aspect of patience, aspect of great Dharma I mentioned you. So now what this means? Because the preparation to realization, true nature of the emptiness, by the wisdom mind to realization, true nature, emptiness of selflessness, self, and selflessness of person, like fire. To recognition, the wisdom mind to recognize of the true nature, emptiness, the power energies like fire, for example, because can burning all the of the liberation mind, any of the aspect of the perceptions. We must the object of the perceptions or the subject of perceptions and the active of the perceptions. We need to burning must be by the wisdom mind, by the emptiness. Means is all the phenomena appearances must be understood and dissolving into the of Dharma sphere, emptiness. Or means is all the phenomena nature is abiding, only is empty nature. No object, no subject, no active of the three spheres, not existent on the according to the empty nature. So therefore, when you realization true nature emptiness is like very big fire can burning all the of the things of the like the trees or so forth, something like this. That is why I'm talking this. So and then you can understand the example, the stages for aspect. Why say we heat? When you beginning is two tree, and then wrapping is very, and then coming warming, and then is heat, and then burn, the fire is coming. Similar, if you understand by the hearing wisdom, contemplation wisdom, and on top, if you can experience something meditation of these two realization, emptiness, self, and persons, and then very beginning you can little bit clearly experienced that is coming, the emptiness. Not only understand, but the conviction emptiness, if you meditate, then you will be experiencing. And then further, if you meditate, then you will be realization. Means the real fire come, So that is why they give examples. The aspect, the name is we say, the aspect of heat. The first. Second is aspect of peak. Why we say peak? It means top. Because among the of a ordinary path, during the ordinary way, they're no more higher than these qualities. That is the peak. That is the top. Two, preparation, realization, emptiness of person and emptiness of phenomena, but yet not realization directly, but there's no more higher qualities. Means is this is the final, the freedom from the contrary, the opposite of realization selflessness self and realization selflessness of phenomena. So, so cannot destroy your conviction and your certainty. Your certainty, your conviction, emptiness is very stable. But still can be sometimes some small obstacles, but that is the last. So that is if we say peak or top. Still can be some obstacles. Sorry, maybe what says not, but it can be. But that's the last chance to appear the obstacles of the conviction and certainty of the emptiness. That is why I say we pick at the top of ordinary. And then the third one, why we say patience. Patience. So the patient or tolerance. So the patient means is because then when you achievement the third stages of preparation path means you understand not only but you can experiencing the generality of the emptiness phenomena and the emptiness of selflessness, self-better, your wisdom mind. So you can patience of very profound and very extensive, very vast meaning of the emptiness. Because otherwise not easy to understand, easily coming wrong views or something, and then they are again falling in the lower realms. But when you achievement state of the third aspect of the path of preparation, then you will never falling in the unfortunate three lower realms. They will never, So that we say the aspect of patience. Then the last one, the fourth aspect, why we say great Dharma, aspect of great Dharma. Because among during the virtues or the Dharma, the supreme Dharma or the great Dharma on the of ordinary path, but during the of ordinary way, that is the last, the highest level. We say great Dharma. Then no more higher than this in the ordinary practice, Because then next is the path of seeing is coming. Means it become ordinary, transform into of extraordinary. become Arya being. Will be next stage is become noble being and supreme being. So that is not ordinary. So on the ordinary that's the last one. So them no more higher, no more great than these virtues. So that is we say great dharma, the aspect of great dharma, the fourth aspect. So anyway, these four stages division into the according to the path of preparation, the second part of preparation. So, and then again during these 4 stages of path of preparation, we need to talk about the 7 groups of the 37 point of the practice direction, the point of the direction enlightenment. So now it's the 4th group and the 5th group, these two. First aspect of heat and second aspect of peak. During these 2 stages of path of preparation, what is your main practice? Transform into now is we say 5 powers, or we can say 5 faculties. Faith, power of faith, power of diligence, of effort, power of mindfulness, power of meditative concentration, and power of wisdom. This is we say 5 power. So that is the main method, main practice of the 37, or of the 7 groups, the 4th group. And then when you will be achievement state, the aspect of patience and aspect of great dharma, and the last 2 aspect of preparation, that terms is you must be entered into the path, the group of fifth group among the 37. The 5th group we can say 5 strength, aspect of 5 strength. But these 5 strength means is the same meaning of the 5 power. But the 5 power, the object is the same. 5 power, the 5 aspect is the same point of these 5 power I mentioned you, or the 5 faculties. But now we calling it says 5 length, or 5 strength, because more strong, more powerful than the first 5 faculties. So the first 5 faculties powers become more powerful, because the first 5 is still can be sometimes obscured by the opposite of the obstacles. But when you achievement state these last 2 stages, then this 5 power is more powerful, cannot destroy the antidote. Antidote can destroy to the abandonment object, but the abandonment object cannot destroy to the antidote, so because more powerful. So that we say 5 strength. Faith, same like before, but we can say the strength of faith. Before we say power of faith. Now we can strength of faith, for example. And now we say strength of the effort, diligence. Before we said the power of thing, the effort. So only different energy and different name, but same number and same point. 5 power and 5 strength. That's the 5th group. So anyway, and then when you accumulated merits, accumulated wisdom enough during the part of preparation, part of accumulation, and on top part of preparation, then what is the next stage? 3rd part of the 5. We will be achievement state part of seeing, which means is part of seeing or to see something. What is seeing? The object, the actual topic, the actual path, first time on your life, to see the true nature of selflessness self directly by your primordial wisdom, and to see the object selflessness, the emptiness of phenomena by your primordial wisdom. So that sense we born under samsara, and the first time you seen the true nature by your wisdom mind, because you had enough accumulated merits wisdom during the path of accumulation and path of preparation. So therefore now you achieve meditated path of seeing first time. That means is we are become ordinary into the of extraordinary. We can say no more you are still ordinary. Now you are become Arya being. Now you are become of the extraordinary being or supreme being, noble being. We can say many different. Arhat we can say also. So anyway, that is not ordinary because you already destroyed completely the obscuration of delusions, obscuration of karma, by the power of the wisdom and realization, selflessness of self, and start to destroy the obscuration or to the omniscient by the power, the realization, selflessness of phenomena, emptiness, by the your wisdom mind. So that is why say you are achievement state, path of seeing. That is the first bhumi of the 10. That's the first ground, path of first ground of the 10 Bodhisattva's path, you know. So beyond ordinary path, when you achieve meditated path of seeing, and then next stage, path of meditation. Now is the fourth path of the 5, is path of meditation. So this path of meditation means is the second bhumi or second ground, 2 and the 10th ground. Between there I mention you 9 stages. We can division into 9 stages. We can divide into 9 stages of the path of meditation. But why we say this path is meditation? Because we already meditated before on the path of accumulation, during the path of preparation, and path of seeing we are already meditated. But why you only here we can say fourth is path of meditation. But was we have no chance meditation, the actual realization of emptiness, self, and emptiness of the selflessness and phenomena. But now that is the first time on your life is start to meditation the actual emptiness. The second bhumi to intend the bhumi is the first stages. You have chance the first moment enter into the path of meditation, actual meditation. Was we only meditate of generality I mentioned before. And now you already achievement path of seeing. So therefore you saw, you seen already nature. So now your practice, your meditation is the actual emptiness, not generality emptiness, you know. So that we say part of meditation now. This meditation is the actual meditation, the real one, the pure one, the realization object of emptiness. That is the meditation, part of meditation, emptiness. So in this way now, there's one thing's important we need to know, the obscuration. So many different aspects of obscurations to liberation, but in briefly we can divide into there's 2 different obscurations. And briefly, obscuration of delusion and obscuration of to the omniscience. These 2 obscuration. So if you have not yet freedom, even the obscuration of delusions, that means you are still ordinary. Even you are entering into the path maybe accumulation, maybe you are passing into the path of preparation going, but still you have with the obscuration delusions, no matter which level. Level is different of course, but still you have with the obscuration delusion. That means is you yet not achievement realization, selflessness, self-emptiness. But when you achievement path of seeing, then you completely freedom from the obscuration, the delusions. Because the recognition emptiness of a person, or the recognition realization the emptiness of selflessness of self, that wisdom emptiness is the direct antidote to the first obscuration of delusions. So that is why when you realization true nature emptiness of self, then you will be freedom ignorance. If you freedom ignorance, then you freedom delusions. That is point, you know. Delusions comes from ignorant, I mentioned you. Ignorant meant is ignorance is self-grasping.
Self-grasping is as the ignorance, actually. Ego clinging oneself. That is the root of samsara. This clinging means is we believe apprehending to truly existent oneself, yourself. That is self-grasping. That is ego clinging, we say. So that is Nagarjuna and Chantakirti and Nagarjuna. These both are very scholar and qualified. The Pandita for Nalanda school in India was, the Chantakirti says, Dayo Nana Jendishi, Dashin Shalin Zentandang, Dedatan Yongdri, Nipatamji Jonrigur, Chantakirti, he says. Dharmakirti, he says. And similar, and a little bit different word, and Chantakirti, he also says, Tangbongaji Dala Jinjang, Dagan de Jingula Shakipi, Zojun Chutanawa Meba, Dola Ningji Kantelandit. Also one verse. So these two verses from Dharmakirti and Chantakirti, both the key point is the same. Says, what is the root of samsara? What is the root of delusion? What it means ignorance? Says, first, we cling in oneself. Self-grasping, that is the root of samsara. Ego clinging is self-grasping. Self-grasping is as ignorance. And then we cling into others. And then between then and performing attachment to the yourself and aversionment to the others. The delusions coming. Look. And then ignorance is there. We misunderstanding what is necessary abandonment, which is a necessary engagement object. We cannot distinguish clearly because there's attachment, aversionment, and ignorant, three positions there, delusions. So if delusions there and then performing karma, contaminated karma, positive karma and negative karma, so forth, So therefore, samsara is from karma, karma is from delusion, delusion is from ignorance. Ignorant means is the ego clinging, self-grasping. So now we need to destroy self-grasping. We need to control self-grasping. We need to cut the root of self-grasping. So how to cut? That means we need to realization true nature of self. Because once we apprehending to self is truly existent, the end you understand there's no self. Inherently not existent. Self is better wisdom mind, better conviction of wisdom and the certainty, logic and reason to found selflessness self. Not only you found, but you will be experiencing, and not only on top, but you will be realization, selflessness, self, better wisdom mind, this. So that means you already destroyed the root of samsara. No self. And then if there's you realization, there's selflessness or egolessness, means is freedom from ignorance, and then freedom delusion, then freedom karma, and then freedom from suffering of samsara. That means is liberation. That means is enlightenment. That is part of seeing. So, and therefore now the meditation means is, and we need to, after you part of seeing, then we need to continuously meditate further. Why? Because not enough only liberation at the moments. Because you liberate from ignorance, delusions, but yet not liberate from the obscuration to the omniscient. I told you there's two obscurations. Because so therefore we need to meditate the realization selflessness of phenomena on top of the selflessness of person. Because emptiness of phenomena recognition, emptiness of phenomena is as a specific antidote to the obscuration to the omniscience. So we need to meditate the emptiness of phenomena more on top of the first part of seeing, So therefore, the obscuration to the omniscience can make division into that there's 9 stages, the level of 9 stages. Second bhumi to 10th bhumi have obscuration to the omniscience, the Bodhisattva. First, second bhumi to 10th achievement, Bodhisattva. they are with some obscuration up to the omniscience, So the antidote is the meditation of the selflessness self, not only but selflessness of phenomena. That's the actual antidote. Okay. So, and then in the end, you will be achievement gradually, step and step and step, and then achievement. First bhumi, the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, and the last one, tenth bhumi or 10th ground. This all is the part of meditation dream. So these 10 ground or the 10 bhumis actually just called the name. The first ground, part of seeing, is a great or extremely enjoy, great joyful, part of great joyful, the first bhumi or first ground. The second ground name is, we can say, stillness. The third is luminous. Fourth is radiant. Fifth is difficult to overcome. And then the sixth ground is, we say, ground of approaching, or we can say, or manifesting, we can say, ground, manifestation ground, the sixth. And the seventh ground is a ground of the gone afar, gone afar. The eighth ground is, with a ground of immutable or unmovable ground. And ninth ground is, we say, is good and the intelligence, the good intelligence ground. And the last one, the 10th ground, 10th bhumi, Dharma cloud. So this is just the 10 bhumis name, just, But of course, not only just the names, but they have meaning. Why I said the different names. But today we are not going to each detailment explanations, just, and briefly introduce to what is the part of meditation. There's 9 stages. Okay. So then, during this, the part of seeing, during the third part, the part of seeing, I forgot to tell you the sixth group of the 37 practice is the last, the sixth group among the 37 practice of the limbs of the enlightenment practice, which is there's the 7 limbs part of enlightenment. These 7 limbs or 7 branches, we can say branches. Tibetan. Mindfulness, discriminative wisdom, effort or diligence, enjoy or joy, plenty or mental plenty and physical plenties, or we can say suppleness, same point meaning and different. And contemplation, meditation contemplation, and a great equanimity. So this is the 7 limbs of part of enlightenment, we can say. This is the 6th group, main practice during the part of seeing. The Bodhisattva achievement state part of seeing practitioners, the main practice is with, of course, wisdom, compassion is always the essence, but with the techniques of these 7 branches of the enlightenment. And then the last group, the 7th group of the 37 practice directions of part of enlightenment, which we say another 8 branches part of noble path. We say 8 branches the practice with of noble path, the last one. This means that during the part of the the second ground and 2 and 10th ground, the 9 stages part of meditation, that times this Bodhisattva's main practice is the last one, the 7th group. There's 8 different kind of aspect, branches of the enlightenment, the 37. Perfect view, perfect intention, perfect speech, perfect active or activity, perfect livelihood, perfect mindfulness, perfect discriminative wisdom, and perfect great equanimity. So this is the 8 the practice aspect practice with the part of the noble beings during the part of meditation. So as they totally sense very beginning part of a smaller accumulation until the part of meditation, the main practice, there's 37, 37 branches of the directions of enlightenment, you say. So anyway, so this all is just in brief. Even in brief, we just talking, maybe let it be boring for you, bothering. But anyway, because that is the path of Dharma. Buddha taught us 84,000 collection training well of Dharma. So we just point the stages. Of course, must be a little bit complicated, to the deeper or the details understand. But very and briefly, but still a little bit, but that is the stages. How can you? Buddha was accumulated merits, accumulated wisdom during 3 numberless eons. Means that stages they're passed in these stages. Cannot jumping missing of the one part, not possible. And step. So, but one question is maybe you feel, oh, that's very long text, to achievement Buddhahood. 3 numberless eons, kalpas, I cannot do. Maybe you feel you cannot do. It's too far. Too long, maybe. Text too long. 3 numberless eons. That is not only one life. That is not 100. That is not 1,000. Even not 1 kalpa. I said 3 numberless kalpas. It's too much, So therefore you feel maybe I cannot do enlightenment, Buddhahood, But actually, and then if you cannot start into the path of this accumulation until Buddhahood, 3 numberless eons, if too long, then what you can do more than something others? That's the questions. During 3 numberless eons, what you can do more important things than this? Cannot do any. Same like before, we are already training cyclic existent samsara more than longer than these 3 numberless eons, of course. Because this we can count. 3 numberless eons is can counting. But our birth is we cannot count. We are countlessly born from beginningless, So, but if you cannot start enter into these first stages, which means still we need to training cyclic existent bondlessly or countlessly. Not only 3 numberless eons, but countless eons we will be training again and again. So that's what I'm saying. That's not so long. Compare of our traveling into samsara sense beginningless till endless, and then 3 numberless eons, almost nothing. So otherwise, what you can do more than something about this? If you're thinking this, oh yeah, I should be start right now, no matter how long, so I must be start, because otherwise it's beginningless and to endless. I training cyclic existent foolishly, training cyclic existent samsara foolishly. Means of no freedom, under the ignorant, under the delusion, under the karma, and then over and over suffering, birth, death, ill, sick, sickness, over and over, thousands, billions, countless times, forget the temporary sufferings, but general sufferings even, hard to bear, hard to think about this. So therefore we must be start, even this text 3 numberless eons, but there's one thing, it does not mean you have to passing into the text terms achievement Buddhahood 3 numberless kalpas. That is not the case. But we have to need to accumulation, merits, wisdom, same like this level for Buddhahood. But we have Buddha taught us many different techniques, different methods. So therefore, how long to be Buddhahood depend on of your effort, depend on your karmic connection, depend on your diligence, depend on your faith, depend on your wisdom. Because, for example, sometimes you can be Buddhahood. It's once lifetime can be Buddhahood. That means is still, even you takes only one life, and the once of your lifetime you become Buddhahood, but you must be accumulation, merits and wisdom same like during three numberless eons. But you no need passing into three numberless eons. Text, the time is not need. But you need to accumulation merits, wisdom same like during three numberless eons. Because the method is different. Like for example, if you're walking from your barefoot to go to New York from here, or you go to a plane. But you must be passing the kilometers. There's how many kilometers? Maybe thousands of kilometers. You must be need to, step and step to passing. You cannot jumping, right? No matter you walking or fly, but you have to go passing the meters, kilometers. You must be go passing, But method is different. By walking and text is maybe 1 year. You go from here to New York. I don't know exactly, but you fly, and then there's something like 14 hours or like this, But still, it must be passing both. It's a step and step, the meters, So same, the three numberless eons, the accumulation merits does not mean you have to text them. But even if you not start yet now, and then even after three numberless eons, still you not achievement Buddhahood. Same the point meaning. But if you found the right method, right courage, then you will be achievement Buddhahood in this life. Means it's once lifetime you can accumulation of three numberless eons, merits and wisdom. Can. So this Buddha, he taught us different method. For example, great perfection Zopa Chimbo practice. If you are really something qualified, really you have these capacities, and then can enlightenment Buddhahood once lifetime. And the highest Vajra Tantra, some method is can achievement Buddhahood in once lifetime. And some tantras can maybe several lifetimes you will be achieving Buddhahood. Even Sutra and the Mahayana, but if you have great compassion and great wisdom is very successful, and then you will be enlightenment very soon. So therefore, that is we no need thinking about very too long, the three numberless ailments. But even you really need to actual the time we need to passing into three numberless, still not so long compared of the samsara, the circulation beginningless and endless, then it's nothing three numberless eons. But does not mean you have to text 3 numberless eons, So that is the part how we going into the part of preparation. But at the least, because we are born in the human realm, our mind very clever, intelligent, so we need to first understand is true or not the reincarnation, and then we need to understand the natural law of cause and effect, and on top, at least you need to responsibility immediate next rebirth, reborn again in the higher fortune realm, and to be freedom from the low realms at least, least. Then you have next chances again coming. But unfortunately, this time you say, oh, I doesn't care about reincarnation. I doesn't care of natural law of cause and effect. I have no idea something, So I only take care how to feel my stomach and how to wearing the warm clothes. That is enough for me. It's simple in the moment. Is yes, it's a little bit more, it's for you. It's easy. But it's the problems, if true, the reincarnation, if true, the natural law of cause and effect, and then is what happened. The end of this life, So therefore, Buddha says, I can show you the path of liberation. and depend on your hand, can liberate or not. Even Buddha cannot do more than this. Buddha says, he says, that means is he cannot wash your obscuration or delusions, karmas with the water pot. The water pot cannot. Also, he cannot remove better his hand, the force of his hand to take you from samsara to input and nirvana. That's not possible, he says. Also, Buddha cannot transfer his realization, his one's own realization, true nature cannot transfer directly into the disciple's heart. Cannot transfer into the sentient being's heart. Cannot. If he can, sure, already emptying samsara now. Because he full compassion and wisdom, but yet not transfer us his realization. That means he cannot. If he can, then he never is wasting the time, But he cannot. He says he cannot. Then maybe you say, oh, your Buddha is useless. No, not useless at all. Because he says the last words, you will be liberated if you enter into the path of Dharma, the path of noble truth. He can show us the excellent, the authentic path for liberation. Logically and reasonably, you can judge, you can check, you can testing, you can analysis what he shows us the path. The end you understand that's true. So these Buddha's powers only he can show us the path of liberation. So after he's showing us this path, and then is sooner or later, or can or not is up to you. If you not start from yourself, then Buddha cannot do more than this. Arya beings, noble beings, supreme beings, holy beings cannot do more than this. Right? If you yourself not start. And then, so therefore important, we usually says cheating to other people's, but not so bad. There can maybe is cheating you problem, maybe 1 day problem only, maybe 1 week problem, maybe 1 month problem, but not so bad compare. But if you cheating yourself, by yourself, if you cheating like enemy, if you deceiving yourself, and these problems not only 1 day, not only 1 week, even not only 1 life, but that is big problem as a life after of another life. I mean, it's unfortunately you say I don't care karma, I don't care natural law of course, I don't care virtue, non-virtue, I don't care next rebirth. I only care myself of this life. Only that is. And then if you, like this way, you the precious birth, precious human mind, investing on normal, very regular, on this only, and then what do you do next rebirth, falling under low realms? That's a big problem, isn't it? That is big, really is a problem. But too late. When you will be disappointed, regret, that time's too late. So therefore, we are still lucky. It's still the age you have time. The good, healthy, and young. And that's the chance you have made something understanding the judgment, So therefore, carefully check more, thinking more about this. On top of your livelihood, of course, we need to keep in your work, your job, your family, your children, everything you need to take care as normal. But on top, we need to change something, motivation, wisdom. And we need to more open your heart, We need to generation more your compassion, love. That is, you no need to change your cloth. You no need to shape your hairs. You no need to wear the necessarily monastic robes, You no need to have to leave your home. But still, same looks like, from outside, it looks same like before, everything's. But inside is a big difference. Change something, heart. That is, you found the path of liberation. Buddha's techniques have both ordained on, so the householder practitioners, both can liberate, So, and therefore, to understand these 4 noble truths is very important. Comes from some more determined is from Buddha's teaching, the 4 noble truths. But if you compare on everything of your wish, happiness, enjoyment, and you want to be free from suffering, then a noble truth is there. When you're hungry, that is the noble truth of suffering. Why hungry? Because they have no enough food and drink. That is the noble truth of origination. Therefore, you understand when you feel your stomach's good food and drink enough pure water, 100% sure you're free from the hungry and thirsty. That is the noble truth of cessation. And then, first three you understand why you are suffering with hungry and thirsty. You understand because it comes from not enough food and drink. That is the origination you understand. And then you found the solutions as possibilities when you feel stomach full food, the pure food and drink. You understand the stopping of suffering hungry. That's cessation, you understand, right? But not enough the first three noble truths. Now you need to enter into the path of the cessation of hungry. What is the path? To collect it, maybe you need to go to buy food or money or something, is to anyway to find food and drink. That is enter into the path of accumulation, into path of meditation. Same. Maybe you take few days or maybe few weeks, it depends your power how you to get food and drink, Anyway, that is the practice, for example. And then the end, when you feel your stomach ready for drink, then you have freedom from the suffering of hungry. That is enlightenment, So part of that is a noble truth of path. So for noble truth is you can share, the everything's what you happen to something good or bad. When you have good things, that time you can find the last two noble truth, the cessation and path. You understand, oh, that is cessation, oh, that is the path. When you have problems among this world, and then you look which is the noble truth of suffering, which is noble truth of origination. Everything have related between cause and effect. That means, good things is with the cause and effect, and bad things situation also with the cause and effect. So everybody want to become good. So therefore, we need to find the solutions how to avoid the bad situation. So this is the main point for noble truth. But we're talking very extensive, very past, very profound. We're not talking only one day how to become happy and joy, We're not talking about temporary happiness only, but we're talking completely enlightenment. We're talking completely enjoyment, ultimate peace, ultimate enjoyment, completely freedoms, force at ours. So therefore, it's a little bit more vast. But key point is you can see everywhere, each situation with the Four Noble Truth. And then, so anyway, that is Four Noble Truth teaching. Okay. So you look yourself, put there. So anybody, if you have any questions? Sorry? Gone. Ali. Okay, so forget the last four aspects of the 16 Four Noble Truth. So the four aspects according to the path, Noble Truth of path, missing the last four aspects, okay, of the 16 aspect. So aspect of path, aspect of a great method, aspect of progress, or we can say aspect of accomplishment, or we can say aspect of attainment or achievement. The third one. And the last one, the aspect of definite freedom. We can say, or deliverance, aspect of deliverance, or we can say definite freedom. These four aspects according to the Noble Truth of path, the last one. So this is because antidote, somebody say, no path. They have no path liberation, no path enlightenment, no existent path of the Buddhahood, so forth. No possible the path of there's no path of nirvana. Somebody, if you're thinking this, that is wrong view. The right view of the Noble Truth path is there is path. So I'm not talking again what is the path. You don't ask me because we mentioned to you already 1 hour's talk this path, So there's path. Because the wisdom, realization, emptiness is as the path. This is the antidote of the root of origination and the root of karma. So we're not talking more details. There's path. But still people doesn't believe the path. That's a problem. So that's why Buddha says there's path. Okay? And then aspect of the great method. That means is the delusion and karma only is the main method. Is you can let it be damage, can destroy the course level of delusions, the course level of karma, but you cannot cut the root of karma and the root of delusions without recognition, emptiness by the wisdom mind. So therefore, the true realization, emptiness of self and phenomena, emptiness by wisdom. So wisdom is a great method, perfect method, excellent method to avoid the delusion of karma, the obscuration of karma and the obscuration of delusions. That is why the second aspect is aspect of great method. The wisdom, realization, emptiness is as the great method for avoiding obscuration, karma, and obscuration of delusions. That's the second aspect. And then the fourth aspect of accomplishment or aspect of the achievement. That means is some among these human realm, some beings of among these human realm people, this says possible path for free from the suffering and free from karma of the course level, but the method is not emptiness. Method is not wisdom, truth, and emptiness. Emptiness is the something is they feel is contradictory. If there's no self, and then who is going to practice? If there's no self, and then who collected merit, who collected wisdom, from whom? If there's no self, because they are misunderstanding the selflessness of emptiness. So therefore, they believe the meditative concentration, the samadhi meditation, shamatha, Sanskrit language, shamatha or samadhi, or means is the meditative concentration, only the worldly path, path of worldly meditation concentration is as the method for obscuration of karma, course level karma, and course level suffering that can change, they say. But that is not actual method. That is a temporary, sure, you can change temporary suffering, you can change temporary delusions, but you cannot destroy the root. You cannot cut the root of delusion, and the root of karma cannot. Because only the modern way, the meditation concentrations, you will be achievement, maybe form realm. You will be achievement state of formless realm. Maybe you can achievement the fourth stages of formless realm, the peak of existent, but still samsara. So therefore, after when you maybe takes thousands of years, when you completely will be wake up from this meditation concentration, then you falling again in the lower realm, in the desire realm. Because ignorant, the root imprint ignorant is there. Because the root delusions there. Because the imprint karma is there. Because you couldn't find yet the direct antidote to wisdom, emptiness, cannot. So that is why, what is the real achievement state quality? The method, again, is the focus on the realization, the emptiness practice, and meditation. That is, you will be achievement state. So that is the aspect of accomplishment, the real, original. And the fourth one, the aspect, the last one, or the definite freedom. So the definite freedom or excellent freedom, that means is somebody, I did mention you before, the noble truth of cessation, that terms I told you, but that terms according to the of result. But now we're talking according to the of cause. Before it's according to the effect. Now it's according to the cause, but similar. The wrong view is similar. The antidote is similar, but the difference aspect of cause and the effect. So now we're talking about path. So it's dependent to the cause, So therefore, there's somebody says, it's a possibility temporary liberation, but it's not possible ultimately liberate, because I have no method, the path for renunciation always. Definite freedoms not possible, completely satisfaction, the achievement, the satisfaction state of the enlightenment is not possible. This is, they have no path for completely achievement, satisfaction state, enlightenment. No. But these I mentioned yesterday when shooting, and then is when the strength, the power is gone, and then is the arrow is falling. The bamboo arrow is falling back. Same like the path, they have no endless power, But Buddha says that is mistake. Not only Buddha says, but follow the logic reason I mentioned yesterday. Your mind become on the path of wisdom. Then there's no chance to return or falling back again the ignorance that I mentioned you. So therefore, is the definitive freedom meant is disengagement freedom, or completely freedom, or as a, renunciation at all of sufferings freedom. That means definite freedoms, the path of definite freedoms, 100% possibilities logic. So Buddha is always Buddha, become. The extraordinary beings always become extraordinary stages, never return back again in samsara. So they have path of liberation. So this is the last 4 aspects of the 16 aspect of the 4 noble truth. Each noble truth they have there's 4 different kind of aspect. This I must missing. Thank you. So otherwise we're missing one. All right.
I think I'm at very basic level. I'm stuck in the accumulation first step. Can you please repeat, and then I will do my research, the 4 kind of abandonings?
4 kind of abandonings means is we need to increasing already existent of virtues. That's one. And then we also need to generate not yet existent the virtues. These 2. And then is the opposite, another 2. Because we need to abandoning the already existent of non-virtues. That's 1. And we need to out entailing out letting the non-virtues not yet existent. So these 4 is we say 4 abandonings, we can say. Okay, so we're going to dedication prayers from this booklet. Tamche Zibanye Tomne Nipe Yadana Bamche Jan Shirga Nanche Parno Truba Sebe Ansole Droya Dorwar Shu Da do so under why Gerza Chenya Samba Madhya Simchu Damchela Sanje Domi Jurmo Jampa Childar Kimba no Kundu Sambo Tea Tepshende Deda Konye Jason Dalos Gewa Deda Tamje Ramte Tu so shambe jawa tamche anji mo kan lai chu de ngam ba
Dage Angewe Zawa Digun Chaya Sambo Shushe Ramdang Kunzaya Dorje Chanje Manche Chunche Save Lama Yanche Drove Tonde Mono Kanda Pa Teda Tamche Daje Andre Pashu Jewa Kundo Yanda Lama Rame Shunye Perla Longshu Sana Lamje Yonde Ramzoni Dorje Changa Kompai Nanyerto